Hello, beautiful ladies. Welcome to Letters to the Singles and the Married Forum. This is Amaka Benedicta, your host, and today is going to be a talk math on the power of positive parenting. I want you to sit tight. Let's get the tips and see how we can raise children that will take care of us in this then generation. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies. I will be dwelling on tips on the power of positive parenting. So, I will be discussing some tips on how to help us, we parents, to parent our children in this day generation. Number one tip, I know that in this season, we have a lot of celebration. You have the Christmas and other celebration afterwards. Don't just shower your kids or your children with gifts. Learn to spend time with your children. Your time is the best gift that you can give to your children. Children don't always remember people who shower them with gifts. Gifts might be forgotten, but they always remember. They have in their memory those who spend time with them. They will everly remember. Try to give good memories to your children. All right, it is those memories they remember of you or about you or what you did when you were around them is what keeps them. It's what will stay with them for a long time. It's what will keep your memory with them. Even when they are now married out of the home, they still remember how you took care of them. So time is very, very important. Tip number two, don't hesitate to scold, to check, or to correct your children. I see a lot of parents today, the way they parent their children, they pamper them in a way that the children now become spoiled. Even the scripture says we should not spare the rod and spoil the child. This is the time you are in charge of their life. You need to use that rod to correct and mold them the way they ought to be. There is an adage in where I am from that says you can only bend a broom or shape the broom when it's still very wet. When the broom is dried and you try to bend it or correct it, it's going to break. So, in order not to kill our children with our own hands, we need to correct them at that tender age when they are doing wrong. We are still in charge of their life. That is the time we need to correct them. Let you know that if you don't scold your children, you are sleeping over their future. Do not sleep over the future of your children. If you sleep, your baby will die. So you really need to what? To be awake, to be abreast, to caution them so that you will have a child who will nourish you. Need to be awakening. They need to be awakened to be able to what? To handle their children properly. You need to teach them when they are young the value for time. You need to teach them the value for hard work. You need to teach them the value for decency. Now is the time. Tip number three, learn to give your children what they need and not what they want. Okay? A lot of children today, I don't know, they are now too demanding of their parents. If you always give them what they demand of you, I tell you, soon or later you become their slaves. Teach them to what? To earn things that they want. Okay? If they want things, let them try. Give them tasks at home to perform at their young age so that they will be able to earn. I see a lot of homes today, mates are being nurtured well, while the main children of the parents are spoiled. Why? Because we tend to what? To pamper them, we tend to give them whatever they demand. Over the time, they learn how to demand. You see their commanding tone at home, commanding their mates. And you see these mates are loyal, they are hardworking and whatever. They always carry this attitude to their adulthood. So that is why we have a lot of rich men children that are from good homes becoming spoiled, don't know what to do when they are now adults. And you see the maids who nurture them becoming good adults. So this is the time for us to raise them. The Christmas season is for us to teach us to reason. All right, it's not to just shower our children with gifts. Think of ways you can parent your child to become good adults so we nourish you tomorrow. At least give them what you can afford. Because if you're always yielding to their demands, soon or later you become slaves to them for the rest of your life. Do not nurture a lion. Teach them the value for hard work. Teach them to learn to what? To appreciate your limits, what you can achieve. Teach them to know the family that they are from so that they won't compare you with others. Because these fingers you see, all five of them are not equal. They are not equal. So teach your children to know the family, the value of your family, to know the limits you can go for them. And when you do so, I tell you, they will come to appreciate you at the end of the day. To no Sunday school teacher, no teacher in school can help you train your child. Even grandmas, your grandmother, their grandmother, I mean to say, your mother cannot help you train your own child. The grandmother can help you spoil them by buying them gifts, but you are the one. You have the sole responsibility to train the child. Little wonder whenever a child's training or the home training or the upbringing of a child is mentioned, the first person that comes to mind is the mother. So you mother, you have a lot of work to do. And that is why I am telling you this morning that we need to sit on this table with me in the Singles Forum to deliberate on tips we can use and apply to train these children. Because when they are young, children are just like a plain paper. It is what you write on them, all right, that comes to stay. So what are you writing on your child today? What are you going to write on that little baby that God has given to you? So please, you don't need to be religious with the training of your child. I see parents today, they leave their children solely for Sunday schools. Every evening on Sunday, they send their children to the Sunday school teacher, go and learn. They can only learn religion in that place. Okay, they can learn upbringing, the values, the hard work. What you want to instill in them only remains with you. Nobody can do it better than you. Mothers, we need to sit up to our tasks this season as we are going into the new year. Make resolutions on the lives of each of your child. You know them. Every child, I have a video that had to do with the Nigerian child. I'm going to post it somewhere so that you get to watch it. Every child you bear, whether male or female, they have their own personality. They are not same. The responsibility of knowing this only lies on the mother. So we really need to sit up, okay? Don't be religious with your children. Don't send them away. Teach them. It could even be the best time to put our career on hold to train our children. Parenting is a vocation, I tell you. It is an employment of its own. All right? You don't forgo. If you forgo it for someone else, it will get back to you. Why? Because no man lives forever. We all are going to grow old one day, and the children you train, the child you nourish, the child you nurture is the child that will nourish you tomorrow. We really need to give this a second thought. It could be a good time to forfeit, to put our career on hold so that we can nurture our children at a young age. It is not a bad thing. There will always be time for everything. Okay, there will always be time for everything. Even the scripture in Ecclesiastes says that there is time to work, there is time to eat, there is time to relax, and there will be time for you to move on with your career. These children, they are a vocation on their own, so we really need to give them time. If actually we are their parents. I tell you, I think this is the best time for me to talk about this. There are actually 3 seasons in a child's life. All right. Number 1, the season you are in charge of their life. 2, the season they are in charge of their life. And 3 is the season they are in charge of their own life and also in charge of your own life. That is when you are now old. You see? So we really need to pattern their life in a way that will profit them and also profit us and bring good name to us as their parents. Some of us are just too busy with our lives. Some of us are busy with career. I know the economic situation has made so many parents today. I mean, both. They don't, they are not around. They're not always around. Some of them might be around, present, but they are absent-minded. They're absent in the life of their children. Why not create time for them? Give open, initiate open conversation. Be involved in the life of your children. Let them feel you when they are still saying you, because nobody lives forever. Initiate things that could leave a lifetime memory in their life so that when they are away, even while they are in school, they tend to remember you. They tend to, have this close relationship with you. All right. No child was given to you. No child. You never bring any child into this world. I want to pause to say that any child you have was entrusted to you. So it will be best we give good accounts at the end of the day of the child that was entrusted in our hands. hesitate to hold what meetings. Hold meetings. You can write a timetable for your children. Okay, this is what we are going to be doing today. This is what we're going to be doing next week. This is how we're going to be doing. Do not, push back awkward, question. Entertain them, answer them so that they will confide in you. They will not go outside to go and get someone who could what answer these questions for them. Things are happening in the world, mothers. We know that the world is changing. Okay, and so are children. Our children are also changing with the trends of the world. But who says you cannot raise a good child in the bad world? It all depends on determination and God's grace. And so if we put our interest in this, we are going to come out with good. For we have 3 seasons in the life of our children. So how you manage the first season determines how the second and the third will be for us. So I want us to put all those things into consideration. I am not being judgmental in my videos, as some persons have accused me. But the truth is that maybe it could be the way I sound. This is the way I talk. As I am talking, I'm also talking to my own self. So I pray that good children will be raised in our homes and my home also. And not just good children, children that will honor us in our old age. I am happy I'm able to bring this to you out of my tight schedule today. To round up by saying, whether you are a career woman, you are a full-time housewife, you are a business person that don't always have time, you are just there as a woman, maybe a single mother or whatever. I want to tell you that you can't be busy enough to please the world. You cannot give the world whatever it wants. You cannot save the world. All right? Spend time with your family. That is all you've got. Thank you very much. A Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I will see you in 2021 and I'm happy to meet you. I love you. Kisses. Bye.